This Cougar Player interview is brought to you by Sunday Sports Talk Live, the sports talk show of WXAV.
Hello and welcome back to Sunday Sports Talk Live. Ricky Widmer here, and we have a packed house. First off, we have your Cougar Sports football team in calling games. AJ, I love it when you call me Big Poppy, and Chris, Groovy Doovy. And then from your St. Xavier Cougar football team, starting offensive linemen Max Stevenson and Matt Munizzi. I got that right?
Yeah, you got it right that time.
And Chris, you said you have the first question that you want to ask Mac and Matt, so I'm going to kick it off to you right now.
All right, I want to get both of your opinions on this, but on that opening drive, you guys went 3 and out, and it was a drive that didn't look like you guys were real comfortable. Was it because you guys did it have anything to do with the number 1 ranking, you think? I mean, was there any jitters or anything like that from having that?
No, to be honest with you, I don't think it had anything to do with being the number 1 overall. We were really hyped going into the game. It was something where we understood what we needed to do. Being the number 1, we're not looking to just win the game. We're looking to just pound people. And I know for that first drive, the sun was a big problem. As much as I don't want to make any excuses for anybody, but we know that the first two passes were thrown into the sun. It was just hard to see, so that was pretty much all that stalled us. We just stopped ourselves.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. After watching KJ, you kind of seen him put his hands up when he went up for the ball. I mean, you just couldn't see it. And again, you never want to make excuses, but that had a lot to do with it. And then it just seemed like we didn't click the first couple of plays, but then put it together and came out and started scoring.
Kind of to go off of Chris's question, then, how does it really feel to be number 1 in the NAIA in the nation? Because this is the first time that the Cougars have done this. Any Cougar football team or any sports team has done this ever. So when you guys found out last week that, hey, we're the number 1 football team, what was kind of running through your heads?
I'm going to be really honest. I really didn't know what to think at first. First off, it's an honor. It's not just from ourselves playing this year, but it's from all those guys before us. Coach Lucchese, who's out there every day with us, McEwen, Maher. It's just everybody keeps asking that question, and I really don't know how to answer it. I mean, it's great. It's something that we've been working for, that everybody's been working for since they've started to play football, and it's just nice to know that hard work, pays off in the end. So it's something that now that we're at the top, we've got to defend, and it's harder defending than to get to the top. So it's just we got to keep working hard.
Right. Yeah. It was kind of surreal to finally we're on top, and didn't really know what to think. And I mean, looking at it now, it's an awesome feeling, great being on top. But we got to work. We got to put the work in every day. But I mean, being number 1, it's a shout out to all the players on the team, our great coaching staff, everyone that helps, all the trainers, even all our fans that come out to the game. It's a great atmosphere for everybody, and it's just fun to be around.
And one of the big tests that me, Chris, and Brandon just talked about in the last segment is October 1st, you guys are going to travel to University of St. Francis, Indiana. I know you guys still have homecoming week, that game against Trinity International next Sunday, but are you guys kind of a little bit next Saturday? Wow, I'm in NFL mode, but are you guys kind of, I know you got to take it one game at a time, but are you kind of a little bit anxious for that October 1st game against the St. Francis?
You never really want to overlook an opponent. So, I mean, right now we're looking at Trinity and wanting to play that game, wanting to get that one done. But, I mean, yeah, you're always a number 1, number 2 matchup. I mean, there's nothing better in football than that.
Yeah, again, obviously, as Max said, we have a game this Saturday to worry about. We got to worry about Trinity first, and then we got to go and worry about St. Francis. That game is just, I think, special to everybody here, at least for the school, the coaches, players. For me, I related it much to high school rivalries, playing Mount Carmel, or, for Mac, whoever his rivalry was. It's a big game all around, and just because we're number 1, number 2, that doesn't make it any bigger than it is, because this game is one of the top games of the year. It's the game that both teams mark on their calendars, and it's going to be physical. It's going to be fast. It's always a great game to play in.
Well, one question that I've I've asked Rob Huizinga, I've asked KJ and Mike and Nick Piesick. I've pretty much asked everybody around football. Like, the last 2 years, you guys had to play on the road in the playoffs to get to the national championship game. And if you stay at the top spot in the AI at number 1, you would have home field throughout the playoffs. How important is home field actually for you guys? Because we know that the Cougars do not lose at Bruce Ardite Memorial Field. I haven't seen it really in my time here. I feel like not a lot of people have. So I just wanted to know you guys could discuss the significance of having that home field throughout the NAIA playoffs.
No, you're right. We play a whole lot better here at home. Not that we're more comfortable here, but we're in our atmosphere. We're going at our pace here. It's just everything's more comfortable here. It's just like a homey feeling. Going on the road, not that people have it already in their heads, but the last 2 years we've been getting bad calls from refs and stuff. Even though we got our freshman year, I should say, we got beat pretty bad by Sioux Falls. But last year at Carroll, we did kind of get gypped a little bit. But playing at home is it's special, and it's really it helps us just because, again, as I said, we're more comfortable here, and we'd much rather win a game to go to the national championship at home than on the road, so we could celebrate with our fans at home.
Absolutely, just like you said, harping on being here. All our families can come. Everybody around the neighborhood comes. It's when you play here, it's not like playing anywhere else. It's your place, Going out, like you said, last year to Carroll, it was a lot of tough calls. I mean, even the playing surface itself, it was like running on a sheet of ice. It was hard. It was not something that you look forward to going out and playing on. But, yeah, I mean, again, not making excuses, but a big part of the reason why we actually didn't win it all last year. So being at home throughout the playoffs would be just awesome for our team.
Well, the one thing that you guys kind of injected into my mind, and I'm going to bring it up just because you guys mentioned the Carroll game last year. There was the one play we were watching here on the TV where Big XT, Xavier Cougars, looked like he had a touchdown reception, and it wasn't like one of those, oh yeah, we'd take the lead, but it was a bad call. What was really going through your minds, and did that kind of carry into this season, especially Game 1 against Olivet Nazarene?
Yeah, definitely put a fire under our butts. I mean, he gets a foot in and it's a touchdown, and then on the same note as that, a guy doesn't score a touchdown and they give it to him. I mean, you can't. I mean, you don't want to blame the refs for a loss. You can never blame the refs for a loss, but it's tough, and it definitely led for us to be even hungrier this year. I mean, we want it more than anybody, I feel like.
Yeah, again, I agree with what Max says. It really just fires you up, and it gets you motivated more because you see the reaction of the seniors from last year, and just for the way that they had to go out like that, it wasn't fair to them. So really, all of fall ball last year, we were just ready to go. We're ready to play. Just always keeping that thought in the back of our minds, just to get in the weight room again, or to take extra snaps or take extra routes, do whatever we need to do just to keep it in the back of our minds that, hey, we're going to get another shot at these guys again, and if we do and when we do, we don't want it to turn out the way it did again.
And then Chris, you have one more question to end up the segment.
One more question. Do you guys have any sense that if you guys make it to a second round and you're still number 1 and you host a home playoff game, do you have any sense that it might be your time to really get things, put things together and get to that championship game? Like this might be the year.
Not that this year would be the year, because again, the last 2 years, we were all under the impression that it was the year, and I think as as one of the older guys in the team now. And as Mac as well, it's just we got to remind our players and remind our teammates. You can't think in your head that it's our year. We have to focus on this game and this game alone, and worry about winning this one, and then we'll get to the national championship that way. Not thinking, hey, we're gonna blow past everybody right away just because we got a number 1 strapped at the beginning of our name.
Right, exactly. you got to take it one game at a time. I mean, this week we play Trinity, and that's what we're looking for. That's our playoff game this year or this week. We need to come out. We need to beat them and beat them bad. We can't. We got to play every game as a playoff. You want to keep the number one ranking, you got to beat teams bad. And I just feel like if we keep playing the way we do, then yeah, we really do have a good shot at the national championship. But you just got to take it week by week.
And I just wanted to say, before we're going to end the segment in a moment, but just want to say it's one of the things I always admired about the Cougars football team, that they always they take every game as a playoff game, and you guys have a sense of urgency with every game, so that you don't get into a mode where you're kind of not worried about opponents and they can sneak up on you. It's a good thing that you guys do that.
Yeah, that's all on Coach Fem. He does a real good job of keeping us, in line and ready to go each week.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot to do with the coaches. I mean, they tell us each and every week, it's a playoff game. Got to come out, got to be ready. They're going to come out with their best punch. Every single team we play, they're coming with their best punch. I mean, honestly, they're coming for the number one ranking because who knows? They keep winning, they could take over number one spot, and we don't want anybody taking that from us.
And recently with Coach Fem, we've been saying it for the past 2 years, or at least since I've been here, that every week's a Super Bowl, and now it's just it's even more, it's heightened even more because it really is a Super Bowl now because we are number one and everybody's coming in and looking to, hey, we need to knock these guys off, so we need to play every game like there's no tomorrow.
This Cougar player interview has been brought to you by Sunday Sports Talk Live. For more Sunday Sports Talk Live updates, check out the Sunday Sports Talk Live Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at SSTL883.